Hello and welcome to this chill vlog. Today's a really special day because I have an audition that I'm going to tonight. In about 1 hour, I will drive there. I'm really nervous. This is the first audition after like 10 years because the last time I went to an audition was when I was about 10 years old. I went to an audition for the Mary Poppins musical. I auditioned for Jane and I actually got into the last round, so I was one of the last 20 kids there, and sadly they didn't pick me because they just thought that I didn't look like Jane. They're looking for background characters and I just said, well, why don't I just try it for the experience, because if you watch my videos, you know that I want to pursue acting. I think this audition today is going to be a really cool opportunity for me to just see what auditions are like again and to just experience and be in the same room as professionals, and it's so exciting, but I'm also so scared. Like, I always doubt myself, I always think I'm not good enough, but I know for a fact that I'm talented in what I do, but it's just hard for me to internalize these feelings because I'm such a perfectionist and I'm the biggest critic of myself. I put my hair up in like a half up, half down situation because in the email they wrote that we have to do different acting exercises with them in groups and alone. I have to learn to not be scared of these things because if I want to do acting, this is going to be normal life for me. Another cool thing is that I'm going to this audition with my friend Louisa because Louisa also wants to do acting, and we just said, okay, let's just do it together, then we're not alone and we can experience that together. And even if I don't get it, like, my life doesn't depend on it. I just did this audition for fun. It doesn't say anything about your talent if they don't choose you. So that's an advice for you if you want to do acting or something in that realm as well. I've never had an audition this late. I always had auditions in the morning or during lunch. I have to drive 40 minutes there, pick up my friend, and then drive another 13 minutes to the audition place. This lighting is everything. I'm about to leave and I wanted to show you my outfit really quick. I have this big sweatshirt on and these cool Gymshark leggings and just my Nike shoes. I'm so nervous. Wish me luck, and I'm probably gonna have a lot of fun regardless. Hi guys, it's now a few days later. It's like 2 days later, and I have to get ready to go to a singing rehearsal, and I just wanted to chat with you guys about the whole audition and also what I've been doing these past days. The audition was a crazy experience. There were a lot of participants, like I think there were like 80 applicants, 80 people that wanted to get this job, and I just felt like there was a lot of pressure already in this audition, even though they didn't want people with much acting experience and with dance experience. The first round of the audition was to learn a dance and present it to the jury. I'm lucky that I danced for 13 years because there were people there that didn't have anything to do with dance. And they promoted this audition for people with no dance experience, so I was really shocked that we had to do dance, and we had to perform in groups of 6 people in front of everyone. And the dance was really cool, but I felt bad for the people that just don't have dance experience. Overall, I just know that I gave 150%. Like, I was shaking after the dance because I was giving my all into this. And my friend as well, she was amazing. And they said to us, don't focus on the technique of the dance, just present yourself. And that's what we did. After that, they went outside and discussed who's going to go into the next round. And they came back and they said we're going to read the names of the people that made it into the second round. And for those who we didn't pick, I'm sorry, but we also have to see what you look like, if your appearance fits into our production, if you're available on the days of the performance. And I knew that I wouldn't get the role because, well, first of all, out of 80 people, they only wanted 8 people in the end. So I knew that the chances were really small. Yeah, and they said, don't worry about technique, blah, blah, blah. And then when they came back to read the names, they literally said, oh, and by the way, we looked at your techniques. Like, that just shows how hard this business is, because they lie to your face and say, yeah, no, we don't look at these things, but in reality, they do. They read the names, and my name and my friend's name wasn't on it. Which, I have to be honest, I was relieved. I handled the situation really well. Like, I wasn't sad at all, but my friend was kind of a little bit frustrated, which I understand. And I said to her, this doesn't have anything to do with your talent, because I know how talented you are, and don't let this bring you down. Because for me, I know what I'm capable of. I know that I'm talented. I know I can sing, I know I can dance, I know I can act. And it's just crazy that people judge you for a 10-minute choreography. And it wasn't even mentioned that you had to dance in front of everyone. Louise and I knew that we didn't get picked because we looked too old, I think. And I was pretty sure that I wasn't picked because on one performance day, I didn't have time, and they didn't want to double the role, so there was one person for one role that had to have time on every performance day. And I just didn't have time on one of the performance days because I have another performance for my theater group. I just want every one of my viewers to know that just because someone didn't pick you doesn't mean that you're not good enough. Doesn't mean that you're not talented enough. Like, I get so much love from the people around me and so much support for what I do, whether it be my singing, my acting, my dancing. And so I try not to let these things get to me, because I know how talented I am. I know that sounds kind of like arrogant, but you have to have a healthy self-confidence to survive in this business. This audition was not something that was like serious, not something that's career breaking, so I wasn't that frustrated. Of course, a part of you is frustrated because you're like, they don't know what I'm capable of. And I'm sure that if I have like real life auditions that decide my career, of course I'm gonna be sad. I'm going to get a lot of call-offs. Like, I'm going to get declined in a lot of auditions, which is completely normal because the competition today is so hard. Like, there's so many talented artists out there, and I get that. But I also have to think about what I can do, because I always doubt myself. I'm always like, I'm not talented enough, I'm not pretty enough. Because, to be honest, a lot of the people that got chosen in this production were really, really fit, athletic people. And that's something that I have to work on. But does it determine my talent? No, it doesn't. It does not. It's hard being an artist. It's really hard being an artist because you want the world to see what you're capable of doing. But sometimes people don't want to see what you're capable of. And that's their loss. That's their loss, not yours. There's gonna be a lot of chances for you to show yourself. And I always say that I feel like everything happens for a reason, and I'm sure that I'm going to go my way. I know that the world has great things to offer. I just have to work on my self-confidence and acknowledge that I'm enough, because I'm my worst critic, and I just have to look at all the achievements that I already accomplished and not think about the negative things. So yeah, if you struggle with auditioning, if you struggle with being an artist, I feel you. I really do. Because being an artist is one of the harshest jobs ever, harshest industries ever, but I'm sure that everything that you set your mind to is going to work out. Okay, enough with this really deep conversation. The last thing that I wanted to do for this vlog, or this kind of sit down video, is talk about 2 books. I finished this book 2 days ago. It's Tender is the Flesh by Agustina Batsterica. And guys, this was incredible. 4 stars for me. The ending had me shocked. Like, I wish I could tell you what the ending is, but you have to read it for yourself. It's a really short novel, and this cured my reading slump. This is about a dystopian world where instead of slaughtering animal meat, we slaughter humans. So that's all I can say about this. This was incredible, like the whole metaphors, and you can just think about this book for a long time. What I found really cool is that a few of the characters have really cool names that are kind of symbolic to the whole situation. So for example, the boss, I think, of our protagonist is called Krieg. Krieg is a German name. Krieg means war. And one of the other guys that work in this processing meat company is called Kirra, which stands for war as well, because guerra in Spanish means war. And this just really gave me a new perspective on eating meat. Please read this book. Trigger warning, this is really dark. This is really disgusting in some points of the novel because there's a lot of depictions of violence. So beware of that, but this is definitely a book that is worth your time. Now I'm currently reading a book that I've been wanting to read for like 3 years now, and it's the book 100 Years of Solitude by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. I'm on page, I think, 59, and this book is crazy. Like, you're like thrown into the story. And you're like, what is going on? Like, there's so much magic, so much like weird things going on. And I can't even tell you what it's about. I think it's about like different generations of a family, but like, just read it, because I'm so glad that I bought this in German, because in English I think I wouldn't understand a thing. It's kind of like, I've never seen someone write like this. Like, it's such a unique writing style that I've never seen before. And there's a lot of depictions, a lot of descriptions, and for some reason I fly through the pages. Like, I don't even want to put this down, even though I don't really like books that are too descriptive, and this is really descriptive. But for some reason, I can't stop reading it, even though I'm not sure what's going on. That's insane. That's insane. I'm really curious on how this book is going to end. And I heard that there's this, I think, Netflix series now of this book, but I want to read the book first and see if I like it, because this book is highly praised by a lot of people. By the way, I wanted to read you the first few lines of this book, just so you can get a little taste. Carcass, cut in half, stunner, slaughter line, spray wash. These words appear in his head and strike him, destroy him. But they're not just words. They're the blood, the dense smell, the automation, the absence of thought. They burst in on the night, catch him off guard. When he wakes, his body's covered in a film of sweat, because he knows that what awaits is another day of slaughtering humans. Crazy. That was it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Please go follow my TikTok and my Instagram. That would be so nice. And I'll see you next Friday. And remember, you're enough.